Hello students, in today's session we will discuss how to analyze propped cantilever beam, then continuous beam and fixed beam. Now analyzing means what? Finding the indeterminate unknowns or finding the unknowns from the indeterminate structures. So which are those unknowns? So here we are choosing the unknowns in the terms of slope and deflection. So we will get into it. Before that, I want you to remind few of the concepts from the last session. We understood that structure is basically classified into two forms. One is the structure which is statically determinate or statically indeterminate, and then kinematic indeterminacy. So structure can be determinate or indeterminate. If it is determinate, it can be static indeterminate or statically indeterminate, and if it is indeterminate then it goes static as well as kinematic. So indeterminate structure has two types of the indeterminacy: static indeterminacy, kinematic indeterminacy, right? And if we understood that how to go for the calculation or how to find the degree of indeterminacy in a structure, then we will able to understand that number of equations which are available to find or to analyze such structures are limited, which are three equilibrium equations. And therefore, since we have a very limited equations with us to solve any structure, we have to take care or we have to take a help from the compatibility equations. Such a conditions which will help us to form the equations which further we can use for finding the unknowns in a structure, right? Now, if I say that structure is indeterminate with a degree 2, first of all you will have to ask me that is it statically indeterminate or kinematically indeterminate. Static indeterminacy is more related to the force system of your structure, and kinematic indeterminacy is related to the displacement, number of unknown displacement in your structure. But overall, you have to understand that structure cannot be always determinate with the static equilibrium equations. We have to take help of other compatibility equations. So let's apply this concept hereafter, that we are analyzing certain beings or member of a structures which will be indeterminate in a nature, and we are trying to solve with help of compatibility equations, or we are just trying to understand how we will find a number of unknowns which we are not able to solve by the static equilibrium. So that's what we're going to do under the analysis. So here if you can see, I have said analysis of propped cantilever, fixed beam and continuous beam by indeterminacy. How now this indeterminacy has there can be a wide number, huge number of indeterminacy will be available in your structure, but up to what number you can solve manually, that is you have to understand here that we cannot extend our manual calculation up to 30, 40 and 50 degree of unknowns, but we are the humans and we have a restrictions, right? So we will solve up to the second degree. In your study you just need to understand the concept behind it, that what is indeterminacy, how it is introduced into your structure, and if it is there, how to solve it, how to go and how to approach such problems, that we trying to understand here. That is the major objective of introducing this concept into your syllabus. Once you understood the approach and the method by which you can solve it, then you can apply the same concept for any number of indeterminacies. So here in our problems we will deal up to the second degree. We'll find up to the second degree indeterminacy by strain energy method. Now see, whenever you are said you are dealing with the compatibility equations, or you are finding the indeterminate unknowns or indeterminate structures you are solving, that time you have to understand that there are various methods to approach or to solve one problem. See, if certain problems come across any engineer has a tendency to solve it by the multiple ways. Every engineer has a tendency to think differently and solve it, right? Accordingly, scientist has developed many other ways to solve this indeterminate structures, out of which particularly what we are studying in this unit is strain energy method, or the approach in which we will take help of a strain energy concept and we will go ahead. Okay. Now, when I said strain energy method, you must remember that earlier we have understood what is strain energy. Strain energy is a method in which, or let's suppose we have a beam with us, and in that beam a certain work done takes place due to applied forces or applied system of a forces. Certain work done has occurred or taken place. That work done is stored inside a object or inside your member structure as a strain energy. So we are using that strain energy method. How we will do that? Let's see. First of all, we will deal with the fixed beams. As we said, I'm gonna deal with the fixed beams, continuous beams, and indeterminate, cantilever beams. So we have these three categories: cantilever, fixed, and continuous. So when you dealing with this different types, what first I have chosen just fixed beam, right? Yes, so fixed beam where whose ends are fixed such that, I'm reading the definition which you can read on the screen. Fixed beam is a beam whose ends are fixed such that the end slopes remain zero or unaltered is called as a fixed beam. Let's look into this figure. In this figure you can see that both the ends are shown with the symbol of fixity. What does it mean? See, whenever you said or whenever you talk about the fixed supports, you have to understand that you have restricted the movement in horizontal, vertical as well as in rotational direction. You are not allowing that support, or that support is not allowing our structure to move in the horizontally vertical direction, or in a vertical direction or in a horizontal direction, or rotation at that place is also restricted. Such a fixed ends are provided at your at the supports of your beam, or at the end of your beam. Such a support is provided. How it will happen, or what will happen here then? So in this beam, if you provide a fixed support, they will restrain the movement at that place, and naturally in the consequences there will not be a development of slope. Now what is slope? See here, wherever you take an example of simply supported beam and apply a uniformly distributed load upon it, this beam will show a deformation or deflection from its original place. This displaced place of your beam, or displaced shape, is this, which is called as elastic curve, which we have already understood in the SOM subject, which is changed in your semester, which is MOS. In the MOS subject, in the last unit, slope deflection, we understood what is slope. So this deformed shape is called as an elastic curve, and this the tangent drawn to this elastic curve is representing the angle theta with the original axis of your beam. See, this is the tangent I have drawn, and if I take the angle between the original axis of your beam and the tangent, then that will be your theta, representing the slope at that support, right? So if this is the slope, and if I provided the end as a fixed, will it be possible at the end support to get deflection? No, it is not possible, because you are not allowing to do so, right? Therefore, what I said, in the fixed support, it is such a that end slopes remains zero or unaltered is called as a fixed beam. End slopes remains zero or unaltered. That's why I'm telling you what is slope, how it will be remain unaltered or remain zero. Why? Because we have provided a fixity in this ends. Now this fixed beam span L carrying concentrated load W at its center. And what is next? And they want us to, yes, they want us to analyze this fixed beam. Analyze this fixed beam which is carrying a W load at its mid length or at its mid span of a length, total length L. Now this treat fixed beam as a simply supported beam and draw free BMD. What does it mean? It means that you are taking down a bending moment diagram of your beam. Bending moment diagram, you have already understood this concept in the second year mechanics of SOM, or again I am telling SOM, which is changed in your for your subject. It is mechanics of structure, MOS. In the MOS, in the second unit, you have understood how to draw bending moment and shear force diagram. Now I am dividing this beam in the two steps. How I am doing it? First of all, I will consider it as a simple support. That beam is supported with a simple support, and I will calculate bending moment for it. I will draw a bending moment diagram for it. Later what I will do, I will take a fixed support and I will remove the loading upon it. See. Later what I will do, I will consider a fixed supports, but I will remove the all loading from it. And then again I will exercise the bending moment diagram and bending moment value for this beam, right? So let's do it in the part-wise manner. First of all, simply supported beam having a simple concentrated load at its center. Now bending moment for it. How to approach for bending moment diagram? You have to take a bending moment at each concentrated load on your beam. Now shear force you will calculate before and after the concentrated load or change in the load. But bending moment you will calculate at the concentrated load. Where you will calculate? At the concentrated load. So this is the concentrated load you can see here. There I will try to calculate bending moment, BM. Okay. Now how to calculate bending moment? Bending moment will be what? Force into perpendicular distance. What is force? Force will be a reaction at A. Certainly, if my beam is imposed with loading, my beam will not rest as it is. It will show some deformation, or it will show some reaction. I will say reaction. Who will take that reaction? RA and RB. Support A and support B will take care of that reaction. So reaction A at support A, reaction B at support B. I am taking from the left hand side. Therefore, bending moment will be equals to RA, reaction from A support, into length L by 2, into length L by 2. Now what is this? RA into L by 2. This is bending moment. How? Because force into perpendicular distance. If this is the vertical, let's see here. If this is my force, this is the direction of force, what will be a perpendicular distance? Obviously L by 2 at the load W. Right, therefore bending moment will be equals to what? Force reaction RA into horizontal distance L by 2. Horizontal distance L by 2. Right, now what will be the reaction at A support? Simple, by symmetry you can tell me what is this, what is the force at RA, at RE W by 2, at RB W by 2. Why W by 2? Because whatever force coming upon my beam will be shared equally by the two supports. Why equally? Because my support is exactly acting at the center, so by symmetry it will distribute equally on two of the support, and that is why my reactions will be W by 2 at each of the support. What will be my bending moment at load? Bending moment will be reaction load into perpendicular distance. So how much it is? WL divided by 4. That is what I have wrote here, right? WL by 2. Now see, that is, we are done with the simple support. We will go ahead with the fixed end bending moment diagram. If I have a fixed end, you have to understand very first of all, we have removed the loadings from it. We have done with the loading, whatever loading was there, we have drawn a bending moment and calculated the bending moment value by keeping a simple supports. Now I am fully concentrating on the supports which were the fixed earlier. If it is fixed, what we will do? Supports reaction we will calculate, and in between there is nothing because loading we have already dealt with. There is no loading from there is no loading in the support, right? So whatever bending moment will be developed will be because of reactions at this support, right? Whatever bending moment develops will be the reaction at support. How to calculate reactions? Because we don't know the force, and what will be the support reaction, that will be due to the force applied. Therefore here what we are doing, we are simply assuming that certain amount of a moment at A and B will be developed. Now why you are saying the moment will develop at the support? Why not in between? Because there is no force, there will not any moment, but there will be a moment, because if the support is fixed, moment is restricted. Movement in the rotational direction is restricted, and if there is a restriction, there will be a reaction, and it will be a reaction in the form of movement. Okay, and that is why make a note in your book, and note will be, at fixed supports there will be a always moment will develop, right? Keep that in mind. And that's how I have shown a diagram at fixed supports. Now at both of the fixed ends I have shown a same amount of moment, a same magnitude of moment. Why? Because my beam is in the symmetric condition. Therefore if it is having certain load at this place or somewhere else in the span which is not making it symmetrical, or introducing an unsymmetry in my structure, then I have to take a trapezoidal loading. It can be in this direction, larger side will be on, depends upon the loading type or loading place. But yes, if the unsymmetrical beam I am dealing with, then I will take a bending moment diagram like this either, or this either. What it is representing? A trapezoidal. Why I have taken it? Because unsymmetry. How I will decide which will be taken a more moment? That depends on the what side has a nearer to the moment, okay, or a nearer to the load, right? So here I am taking exactly rectangular because my beam is symmetrical. Clear? Now let's solve for this beam. Find A and X bar for free bending moment and fixed bending moment. What I am doing in the next step? I am finding an area as well as a X distance. Finding area means what? Finding an area of bending moment diagram. What is the area of my bending moment diagram? That I will take here, okay? So area of free bending moment and area of fixed bending moment, right? Area of free bending moment was in triangular shape. It was in a triangular, wait a minute. It was in a triangular shape. Therefore bending moment will be 1/2 into WL by 4 into this distance L. What is the area of triangle? Half into length into breadth, right? Half into length into height. Height will be WL by 4 here, and length will be total span of my beam, right? Therefore this is the area of my free BMD. Now fixed BMD has a rectangular shape. What will be the area of rectangular shape? MA, moment at any, means MA is representing what? Moment is what? A vertical distance of that rectangle, MA into L. Now why you are not taking MD? So see, this magnitude is same, therefore that height will remain same, and that is why if you choose MA or MD, it will not change any. It will not change your answers. Okay. So my this is what all about area. Now I am talking about the x. X is what? Centroidal distance in horizontal direction. My shape or my this bending moment, triangular or rectangular, must be have its centroidal place. Now I want a horizontal distance of it. Now I want a horizontal distance of it. What will be a horizontal distance? That you have to know. For the different shapes there will be a different dimensions, or we can say different x distances. Centroidal will place any centroidal has its fixed place according to the shape of your body or object, right? For triangle it is L by 2. If it is a symmetrical triangle, it will be at L by 2. If it is a rectangle like this, it will be from this end, it will be L by 3, this end to L by 3. But as I have a symmetrical triangle here, equilateral triangle, then my L centroidal will be at a distance of L by 2. For this will be a L by 2 distance, right? For my rectangular, this will be a centroid, and distance of centroid will be horizontal direction L by 2. So x bar and x bar in the free and fixed end bending moment diagram will be same. Now why I am doing it? So see here, this is where I am using a compatibility equation. What compatibility equation is? Developing an extra equation to analyze my structure, right? Here I am equating area of a free bending moment with the area of fixed bending moment, right? And when I do so, WL square by 8, area of free bending moment from here, WL square by 8, and MA into L, that is the area of fixed bending moment. What I received? I have able to know that moment A will be WL by 8. Moment at A will be WL by 8. Right. Now this will be a same moment at the other end, because MA and MB was same. Therefore, no need to take another compatibility equation. No need of developing it, because we already found unknowns MA and MB, which is WL by 8 and WL by 8. Right? Simple. Draw the SFD and BMD. End the problem with again drawing the SFD and BMD. So this is what my free bending moment diagram. This is my fixed bending moment diagram, and value of moments are WL by 8. Value of a fixed free end, it is highest bending moment in the free simply supported beam, or free beam, simply supported beam, whichever you call. The maximum bending moment will be WL by 4, right? And this is the shear force diagram. Now we will try to solve one more this type of a problem, in which the load is shifted from its position. Now it is making the unsymmetrical structure, right? And everything remains same. Only change in this problem is this central support is not, this load is not exactly at the center. Okay, it has shifted its position and introducing the unsymmetry in my problem or in my beam, right? So let's solve it. First of all, we will draw a bending moment diagram for simply supported beam. What will be it? Triangular again, but it is not now equilateral triangle, right? Here in this, what will be a maximum bending moment? Let's analyze it. Now, I think in the MOS subject you have introduced with all these basic formulas. That is what we are doing here. if the support is, if it a fixed support, if it is simply supported and concentrated load is at its center, concentrated load is shifted, and the distance will be A and B. This type of problems you must have solved in the MOS subject. That is same we are repeating here. There is nothing new in this problem. Okay. So yes, the bending moment diagram will be like this. Why it is like this? Let's see that. I am trying to calculate bending moment at a concentrated load. Reaction will be, see here, reaction will be RA. If I take summation Fy equals to 0, RA plus RB equals to how much? 0. Now summation of moment at B I am taking 0. Therefore RA into total distance L, and that is making clockwise movement. Therefore I am taking it positive, minus W into L minus A. L minus, wait a minute, L minus A. Okay, why L minus A? See here, I am taking this distance A, this distance B, and if I want to know this distance, what it will be? Total L minus initial A distance. And what will be a summation of force at MB equals to 0? How I will write it? Reaction at A, RA into horizontal distance. Horizontal distance will be L minus W into A, L minus A equals to 0. If you solve it for RA, let's solve it. I am writing it here. RA equals to how much? W into L minus A divided by L. That is your RA. And what will be a moment at W? What will be a moment at this W? That is RA into L. L will be into A. Into A. If you solve it, let's solve it now. If you solve this equation, this one, it will be W into L into A minus W into A square divided by L. Now I am taking a separate denominator. So it will remain with what? W into A by A minus WA square divided by L. Now if you simplify it further, it will give you bending moment at this is WAB by L. WAB by L. Now you are saying, you must be thinking now deep analysis is required and I am doing so much of calculation. So see, a simple trick for it. How we will go? This is a force, this is A distance, this is B distance, right? So movement in this case will be concentrated load W into A into B distance, A into B divided by simple. If you want to remember it, okay, and if you remember like this, it will be easy. Otherwise you have to go with the core calculation like summation, calculate the reaction, then calculate the moment, then simplify the equation of moment and get back to the moment at concentrated load W. You can follow each of the way, whichever you want, okay, whichever you found easy. Now draw a fixed bending moment diagram. Fixed bending moment diagram. Now here you can see the change. Change is fixed bending moment diagram is in a trapezoidal shape. Why it is in trapezoidal shape? Because my load was eccentrically placed. It is not at a center. Where at which support it is close? It is close to the A support. Therefore moment will develop more at a A support, because see, moment will be load into perpendicular distance, okay, moment will be force into perpendicular distance. But here the reactions you have to check. What reactions develop at this place? Reaction will be developed at A support more, and reaction will be developed at B support will be lesser. You have to take a magnitude for it and exercise it, you will understand. But remember, the change in the eccentrically loaded force is your bending moment diagram becomes trapezoidal, showing the variation in the moments at the supports. Now again, calculate area and x for given diagrams. Calculate area and x. Area means what? Area of a bending moment diagram, and x is a centroidal of bending moment diagram. Now area of a bending moment diagram, first of all, area of this bending moment diagram, that will be 1/2 into WAB by L into L, okay, into L, right? That is what I wrote here, 1/2 into WAB by L into L, giving us WAB by 2. Now x bar, you have to remember. Now here there is no need of explanation. You can see here it is A plus L by 3. Where from I have calculated it? So see, you have to understand that these formulas are already developed for the shape of a triangle shown here. Okay, you remind it, otherwise remember it. Okay. Fixed bending moment. Fixed bending moment, that is in a trapezoidal shape. That was in a trapezoidal shape like this. What will be the area of trapezoid? Right? What will be the centroidal distance of trapezoid? Like that, you are writing here the answers. Area of a trapezoid will be MA, vertical H1 plus H2 divided by 2 into total span. That was the area of trapezoidal, if you remember from the geometrical part, and that is what I am here. H1 will be MA, H2 will be MB divided by 2 into span, total span of my trapezoidal, which is L. Now x which is centroidal, horizontal centroidal distance. What is that? H1 plus twice of H2 divided by H1 plus H2 into L by 3, or span by 3. That was a formula for trapezoidal, which is I am reflecting over here with the moment. Okay. Now equate it. Equate the area with fixed area and centroidal distance of free beam with the fixed beam, and try to calculate MA, moment at A, moment at A and moment at B. Now I am leaving this area for you to do. You exercise it. We will directly go to the answers. So many exercises you have to do while for getting MB and MA. Okay, you have a video here. You can stop my video in between, take a screenshot if you don't understand how to exercise it. I will not get into the lengthy procedure of it. Otherwise, I will place this notes in the Google Classroom. I will upload it in the Google Classroom. You can check the exercise calculation from here. Calculation for which part? Where you are equating area of a fixed bending moment with the free bending moment. See here, area of fixed bending moment with free bending moment, and centroidal distance of free bending moment with the fixed bending moment. Okay, to equate it is to calculate why we are doing it, to calculate moment at A and moment at B. How to equate, how to solve, try to exercise it. Otherwise, I will upload the PDF of it in the Google Classroom. You will get it from there. Okay. Now the concept is here why we are analyzing the fixed beam with strain energy method. So see here, I am analyzing it by the strain energy method, or separate compatibility equations are required to analyze fixed beam, because see, this is my fixed beam, right? And this fixed beam comes with number of unknowns. How many number of unknowns are there? 1, 2, 3. How many number of unknowns? 3 at first support and 3 at second support. How many total number of unknowns? 6. How many equilibrium equations we have to solve any structure? 3. Which are those? Summation Fy, Fx, or summation of moment equating it to 0. Okay. Now, if we have a 3 unknowns, three equation, but we have a 6 unknowns, then can we solve such a structure? No. What is the degree of indeterminacy in this structure? 3, because 3 number of supports are not able to find, and that is why the compatibility equations are required to solve such a structures, right? That is it. We will stop our session here, and I request you to go through, exercise it, write down the notes and be in a touch with the subject. Thank you so much.